Hello, I'm Sara Pascoe and I have written this new version of Pride and Prejudice. My involvement in this production came via the director. Susanna and Nottingham knew they were going to put on a production of Pride and Prejudice, and they were looking at existing scripts that were available and thought they wanted to have a new take on it. And Susanna, the director, and I had worked together before, and she knew I was a comedian who was writing. I was writing a lot as well about kind of female experience. And I think she suggested that to the Nottingham Playhouse as a kind of wacky idea. What if we got a comedian to write it? And we did a funny play version. And so they said yes. And my thoughts before I started writing was just absolute intimidation. You're writing an adaptation of something that lots of people in the audience will already have read. Some of them will have read a lot and love. There were also very famous, the BBC adaptation, there were film versions of this story. So you kind of, when you're doing it and it again, you're going, well, also I think this. So I was quite frozen at the beginning. It took me a long time to start writing because I was so worried about people being disappointed of it not looking how they had pictured it or how it should be. And then I had to kind of make the characters kind of come alive and really see them and be really convinced that they were not only realistic but also kind of true to the original text rather than any of the other adaptations. I think my adaptation is different to previous ones of Pride and Prejudice. I think that going back to the character of Elizabeth, in the book she's coarse and she's rude, just like the rest of her family. She's not very proper. By our standards she doesn't feel very audacious, but from her time she really was, and I wanted to go back to that. Other things I've seen have played her as a very prim, nice, and you can't understand why anyone would ever have a problem with her. She's not a punk, but she doesn't keep her mouth shut, and she's opinionated, and she's maybe slightly too loud or too quick to judge. I wanted to go back to that, and also going back to trying to work out how to put on stage the jokes. It can become a very fusty story if you're just sitting in drawing rooms waiting for people to propose. So I really wanted to have dynamism, and we've used the modern world sometimes it's just a way of really quickly telling the story rather than having a 4-hour play reading long letters.